Hello everyone. Today we will deal with few of the tools that is required in the fiber art. Now by fiber art we have lot of fiber art. So we shall concentrate on crochet, the regular one, and the Tunisian crochet and the knitting. We will not go into the other forms of fiber art for the time being. So the most important thing for doing any of these is yarn, obviously. Apart from yarn, we require the tool so that we create something, the magic using these yarns. So that those are the tools. So if you look into the crochet, then you will have the hooks. Same with the Tunisian crochet, you have the hooks, while knitting has needles. So let's look into the various type of hooks and knitting that's available and what can we do with that. So coming to the crochet hooks, let's come to the hook. So initially, you may have seen that most of us would have started. If you have already started, you would know. The beginners, we usually tend to get something like this. So usually this is aluminum based hook that we get, and it is not going to have any handle. This is entire thing is made of the aluminum thing. You have the thumb rest here, which will have the size also written so that you can hold it like this, and then it comes in various sizes, smallest to the largest ones. You can use as per your yarn, what the yarn requires. So this is one, the basic type of hook that we can use. This is actually, I said, aluminum based, so it's a metallic one. So similarly, without any handle, you do have a plastic or the resin based as well. This is now the plastic based one, and similarly you have the acrylic resin based one that you can use. Now as you see, all of these have a regular thickness, except for maybe the thumb rest that you can place in this. Otherwise you can see that this has a uniform thickness. So apart from regular crochet, actually you can do a Tunisian crochet also using this, where the number of stitches that has to be held in this hook is limited, not hundreds, but if you have about 10 to 20, this can easily hold it. So this was the resin or the acrylic hook. Next comes the comfort. Now once we are used to doing a lot of crochet, you know what happens with these type of hooks is that the distance between your thumb and the next finger, that's the index finger that you're using, is very little. So your muscle is going to be contracted a lot, and then that actually leads to fatigue, and you're going to have a lot of pain. So you would prefer something which will actually increase that distance. So that is where these handles come into picture. So it increases the distance, so you have a little better. Now this is only this much, so you do have a few other crochets which actually comes with a broader thumb rest areas that are going to be much more useful. So we do have some other hooks which are like this. You can see that if the hook is here and the body of the hook actually becomes broader here. So the way we hold is going to be like this, and this actually helps the strain that otherwise is caused by the hook of the uniform thickness. So yeah, if you ask me, I actually love these hooks. It actually makes my crochet much better and with less pain. So these are some of the hooks which do not have the ergonomic handle, and previously I showed this one which has the handle, which again helps, it helps in the grip also, and hence you have less pain. So this is one of the hook with the ergonomic handle. So you have many type of ergonomic hooks that come with a flattened thing, or you may have this which is a little roundish with the thumb rest. So if you would check the market, you have a lot of options which you can actually try. Now this was for the regular crochet. Now if you come to the Tunisian crochet, again you have a lot of options. So the first one, the basic one which most of us have used is this one. This is the acrylic one. This is this is the one which wherein you can actually attach a cable and make it as long as you want, so that the number of stitches that this can hold is unlimited. You can actually use it. You can attach multiple cables and make it as long as you want. So this is one of the the which was readily available since the time I tried Tunisian crochet. So this I do love this, and you have multiple colors for various sizes, so it's very good. Otherwise, if you look into the market, you do have a lot of other options available. So if you do not want interchangeable a fixed one, you do get the plastic one with the attached cable of various sizes which you can choose, but then you cannot change it again. So this is one of the plastic size I mean plastic based Tunisian hook, so you can get it as a set. So I do have one such set here. So you have 12 hooks of various sizes which comes in the set. So that was plastic based. I showed you the resin based. Then most commonly used ones are the wooden base. Okay, so you have a lot of options here. Predominantly, the Knit Pro has a lot of options. I mean, this is not a promotion video, but yes, I do have a lot of their products. So that was wooden based. Then you do have metallic based. So I do have one such. This is pony. The only problem with these is if you do not have a swivel cord, then when you attach a longer cable, the cable is going to give a extra tension, which is actually going to put a lot of stress on your wrist, and you may end up with a wrist pain, especially if you don't have a swivel cord. If you have a swivel cord, the cord is not going to remember. I mean, it's not going to have a memory, so it is not going to have the memory of the turn and twist that was already there. So you're not going to have any trouble when the cable is longer. The only problem I felt with this one was that the this one of the which I had already put up, so it's gonna it is gonna have that memory, and it's gonna make my crochet very difficult, because it's gonna turn in the same way as it was already patterned. So that was one problem. Otherwise, if you love metallic hooks, yes, this is very smooth. You can use that if you have limited number of stitches, and if you're comfortable using non-swivel cords. Then we do have metallic ones, even from Sevrella yarn. So yes, the only problem which I felt with this was it's a little bit heavier compared to other ones. Again, I have this problem: when it is heavier, it puts more strain on my wrist. Otherwise, if you ask the ease of passing through other stitches and getting the stitches done, it's smooth. So you have that too, and you can even have the bamboo. So based upon what you're comfortable with, you can use. And the second thing is the fiber that you use. If you're using cotton fiber, you may prefer a metallic one over the wooden or the bamboo. Even the acrylic is good for that matter. Apart from that, we do have something called double ended hook. So you have a hook at both the ends. Now, the reversible hooks that were available, you can actually connect the cable, connect two hooks on either end, and make it a double-ended hook. Otherwise, you have this long 30 centimeter hook available with the ends, both the ends having hooks. So this is especially, I mean, this is required if you're doing Tunisian in the round, so that you can use one end for the forward pass while you can use the other end for the reverse pass. So you do have this, and you even have this with as a single ended, the long 30 centimeter one with only one end. So that does come both in metallic as well as the acrylic one. So if you're not using too many stitches in the Tunisian, you can actually look into that as well. Now, these were the regular hooks and the Tunisian hooks. Now, if you come to the knitting needles, you have still wide variety. Now, if you see the older pictures, or if you have someone of an older generation in your home who does knitting, then the most common variety that you would see is something like this. So let me open this. So what you would see is there would be, two long needles. This, the length can vary. You may even see the shorter ones, but you would see a knob at one end and a pointed needle at the other, and it comes as a pair, never as a single. You see the hook as a single one, but needles are always in the pairs. So this is the most commonly that was used previously. Now I think we most of us prefer the circular knitting needles, because it can work both as, it can be used both for flat knitting as well as circular knitting, the knitting in the round. So that works better. So otherwise, this was the one you would all have seen in the pictures or in the previous videos where it's used. Now if it's a shorter one, well, it's good, but the longer it gets, it may put strain on your wrist, because the weight is gonna actually pull the angle with which you knit, that's going to change because of the weight of this needle. So apart from this, again, this you may find it with the metallic ones, or you may even see the wooden or the bamboo ones. Apart from this was the straight needles, then you have circular. In circular, what you have is you have fixed circular and interchangeable. Now fixed is where the length is already fixed. Now this is the smallest version that I have, so you can see it is already fixed. I cannot remove this. So again, both ends have the needles and it is connected by the cable, but permanently connected, I cannot remove it. So this is what we call the fixed circular needle. So now, especially if you have the shorter ones, these are very useful to knit the, beanie or the socks, the smaller things, where you have to do it in round. With the longer cable, then you have to go for the different techniques. You may not be able to do it very easily. So that is where the such short fixed circular needles will help you. Then you do have interchangeable circular needles, wherein you can see this, you have two separate needles. You are provided with the card cable, so which can be connected, which can be removed. So it's something like this. So it's connected here, and I can remove this cable and then reconnect to whichever I want. So this now is acrylic one. Now this again comes in wide variety of materials. It comes in metallic one, it comes in wooden. So now this is what I have in metallic. Then you saw the acrylic one, I do have it in the wooden. I do prefer wooden for some of the projects. The metallic ones goes very easily. Now, I personally prefer the circular needles, because I can use it for flat knitting, as I said, and I can use it for the knitting in the round too. Apart from that, we do have these, which comes the pair of, not pair, which comes in a set of 4 or 5. Now, if you see this, it's straight needle, but it has double pointed. Okay, it is not single pointed, it is double pointed. This is double pointed needles. Again, it's especially useful for the sleeves or even the beanies, or wherever your circumference is small. Instead of using the smaller circular needle, you can use actually these. So again, this also comes in the wooden, the bamboo, or the metallic one. Most of us find the metallic one most easily, the comfortable one, because the yarn glides smoothly, whereas the wooden, there is some friction or the resistance that is going to be there. But if you're a beginner wherein you are likely to slip, the yarn is going to slip and you're going to miss the stitch, then the acrylic or the wooden may be a better option. So now these were a multitude of options that you have in the market for starting your fiber art journey. You can try and see what is comfortable to you and get. And all of these are available as a single component, like a single hook or a single needle, a single pair of needle rather, or it's even available as a set. So you can try out as the single component, and then you can go in for the set if you love it. Today, this was it, and let's look into the yarns and what are the other components that we require apart from the hooks in the next episode. Till then, bye bye. Take care.